Another one for the collection. That is good. That's handy. Hello there, Murry Curry here, and welcome to Lucky Hit, the video game comedy review show. Well, we're nearing the end of another year, so it's that time that Ubisoft drop another Assassin's Creed on us. And you know, the funny thing is, around about almost exactly this time last year, I was enjoying Assassin's Creed 3, and I said to myself, the naval stuff in this game is great. They can make a whole game out of this. Clearly I wasn't the only one. Well played, Ubisoft. Well played. Yep, I've been looking forward to this for some time, and Ubisoft pulled no stops and went all out in order to whet our appetites with possibly the most impressive promotional build-up for a game I've ever seen. Starting with a slick cinematic trailer all the way back in March, there's been plenty of coverage spread throughout the year, as well as a VIP program launched under the name The Watch, and let's not forget that giant bloody ship. Now that was some serious promotion. It feels good to jump back into the Animus and the big playground that is history. In Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, we take on the role of a brand new lead character, Edward Kenway, and experience a fresh new time period and geographical setting. We're setting sail for the golden age of piracy in the Caribbean. Yarr Harr!
Arr, yarr, matey! Bloody fucking pirates!
One of the very first things you'll notice is the presentation. This is a pretty game. So nice in fact that it's hard to see the difference between the current and next gen versions. I spent a good amount of time just admiring the view. The dense jungle areas really look the part with its bright vegetation, and the lively streets of Havana with its colourful buildings and dusty streets. Coupled with the audio ambience provided by the rich soundtrack, it's an incredibly immersive experience. Another huge plus for me is the authentic voice talent.
Fancy meet no Welshman deep in Dago country.
There's some great voice work in Black Flag, and it feels genuine, as well as some great musical performances and shanties, both performed in the world and collected and used by your own crew during free roam. So, how does Black Flag play? Well, it's still very much the staple Assassin's Creed setup with a few additions and tweaks, so if you've been playing the previous Assassin's Creed games, you'll be able to jump straight in. A few of the extra tweaks have helped to make the stealth gameplay a tad smoother. There are many missions and situations with ample opportunity to really show off. Pulling off an impressive infiltration or lining up the perfect assassination is an immensely satisfying experience. Stitch that. The combat has been tweaked slightly, though I feel it's been simplified even further, which I can't say I agree with. There needs to be more variation in enemy types as well to help keep things fresh, as the open combat can get very repetitive. Thankfully though, this game focuses more on skilled stealth and assassination, so you're encouraged not to get into open confrontation anyway. A nice addition as well are the multiple pistols. As flintlocks took their sweet time reloading, Edward has taken to carrying up to 4 at a time. So you can chain shots together to quickly dispatch groups, or you can now manually aim to score headshots. But what about all the pirate stuff? I haven't even started on the pirate stuff! Black Flag has even more of an open world feel than any previous Assassin's Creed. The map is huge, and although the 3 major cities are much smaller than what we've experienced with Assassin's Creed representations of the likes of Jerusalem, Rome, Boston and the like, Black Flag's world boasts over 50 unique locations, both major and minor, and they're spread sporadically across the vast ocean. As a man of fortune, you'll spend a great deal of time at sea, plundering ships, raiding forts and searching for treasure on remote islands and submerged shipwrecks. In navigation and combat, the naval controls feel comfortable, simple in execution and yet plenty of room for deeper strategy. Taking on a large fort or boarding a man-of-war feels as epic as it sounds, and the most impressive thing about all of it is the seamless transition between all of these elements, the lack of loading screens, or at least outside of missions anyway, and the uninterrupted progress of leaving land, boarding your ship and reaching open waters adds to the feeling of total freedom. As well as the sheer size and scale of the world, it is also completely littered with side activities and other distractions. I found it literally impossible to go from A to B without being drawn in by shiny distractions. Now that is a true testament to a great open world experience. And if you like a little more depth to your game, as I do, you'll get some satisfaction from Kenway's fleet, some middle management involving ships you've captured during your raids. secure and protect trade routes through turn-based combat and send ships off on trading expeditions. Completely optional, but well worth the effort to boost currency, especially since the in-game economy is far more balanced now, where in previous Assassin's Creed games money was not too hard to come by, and before long served little point, so you ended up sitting on a big pile of pointless cash.
It's amazing. That's the mirror opposite of my life.
Now, I've never been one for multiplayer, so it's hard to actually get me excited about it. However, since Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed has offered a truly unique multiplayer experience, and they've managed to keep it fresh since. And Black Flag is no exception with the fresh ideas. The story-driven co-op Wolfpack mode has been greatly expanded and refined. Another new feature is the Game Lab. It's a new feature that allows users to craft their own game sessions by editing the rules and settings down to the finest details. The most popular games are easily accessed in the public lobbies, so whenever you're an existing fan of Assassin's Creed multiplayer or you're just looking to extend your gameplay, you could do much worse than Black Flag. It's only a personal preference that I merely dip my toes in the multiplayer. So it's a big game, and as we all know, that often means big glitches, and unfortunately, yes, I have experienced a number of odd goings on. I've had guys sitting in mid-air, guys popping in and out in front of me, as well as a number of incidences caused by slight clumsiness on the game engine's part, like this guy here who's dead, but sort of stabbed him there. So, although these aren't exactly game-breaking, they can really take you out, briefly at least, of an otherwise thoroughly engrossing experience, and that really is a shame.
Still though, in all honesty, I have to say that Black Flag is easily the most polished and refined Assassin's Creed experience to date. The gameplay is solid, the presentation is slick, and the writing as ever is fantastic. This is a 2013 must-have, and it is certainly in my shortlist for Games of the Year. So, keep an eye out for that.
I'll be taking him, in order. You have to.